Market explosion. Rodrigo has already set his salary to join Arsenal, and BERTA has no problem paying it. Forget Zaire Emery and Agume. Arsenal must move fast for Golden Boy nominee to replace Partey. And there's more. What Gyokeres revealed in secret about Arsenal will leave fans over the moon. Another big day for Arsenal, and if you carry this club in your heart like we do, you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because every victory, every signing, every heartbreak, we live it all together. Let's jump into today's news. Arsenal remain interested in signing Rodrigo this summer, despite the Brazilian's involvement in the Club World Cup for Real Madrid. The Gunners are looking to add additional offensive firepower to their wide areas, and have identified Rodrigo as one of their primary targets. Nico Williams is now expected to join Barcelona, meaning BERTA will divert more of his attention to completing a deal for the Real Madrid winger. Mikel Arteta is said to be convinced of Rodrygo's talent, and given the paucity of other top-quality options on the market, it would be no surprise to see Arsenal go all out to secure the 24-year-old's services. Rodrigo demanding £10 million a year to move to Arsenal. Starting Real Madrid's opening Club World Cup fixture on the right wing, Rodrigo is understood to be open to leaving the Bernabeu as he wants to play in his preferred position on the left. However, the talented wide forward is focused on the summer tournament and is looking to gauge where he stands in Xabi Alonso's plans before making a definitive decision on his future. Arsenal fans will be delighted by reports suggesting that Alonso doesn't see Rodrigo in his default starting 11, and this could certainly prompt his departure. That said, AS reports that the player's wage demands could present a stumbling block in the prospective deal. The Brazil international currently earns €12 million, £10.3 million a year in the Spanish capital, according to Capology. The Spanish publication believes Rodrigo would expect to earn a similar amount at the Emirates, and this would make him one of the highest earners in Arsenal's squad. AS claimed that these wage demands would be an issue for Arsenal, citing the Gunners' failed pursuit of Williams as evidence for this. It was heavily reported that the North Londoners were put off by Williams' wage demands, with the player reportedly asking for an excessive amount based on what he's been able to produce thus far in his career. However, Arsenal Insider revealed earlier this week that wages were never the issue for Arsenal with Williams, but rather that the player always had his eyes set on a move to Barcelona. With Rodrigo's salary expectations likely to be in a similar ballpark to the Athletic Club man, this shouldn't be a problem for the Gunners. While the fee being mooted for the Real Madrid star is higher than Williams' £50 million release clause, Rodrigo is arguably a player with a greater pedigree, and Arsenal would likely be willing to fork out a significant sum to lure one of the most talented wingers in world football to N5. The North Londoners are eager to seriously bolster their attack this summer and are aware that they may have to spend big money to do so. Forget Zaire Emery and Agume. Arsenal must move fast for Golden Boy nominee to replace Partey. Arsenal are stepping up their efforts to replace midfielder Thomas Partey. Partey is edging closer to an Arsenal exit after contract talks have hit a stumbling block over the player's wage demands. Mikel Arteta will be desperate for BERTA to act quick in replacing Partey, having already lost Jorginho to Brazilian outfit Flamengo. Arsenal are interested in Warren Zaire Emery, and also like the profile of Lucien Agum. However, the club would be wise to make a move for a player who gave Real Madrid a torrid time in this season's Champions League. Arsenal should sign a Yu Batti to replace Thomas Partey. It is imperative for Arsenal this season that they do not leave themselves short in any areas of the pitch after last season's struggles. Arteta is under pressure to deliver a trophy and will not want to head into the new season with just 3 recognized central midfielders in Declan Rice and Mikel Merino, alongside new signing Martin Zubimendi. One player the Gunners should look to sign is Yu Batti from Lille, after the 17-year-old enjoyed an outstanding breakthrough season at the French outfit. As per Morocco News, Batti was named among the 2025 Golden Boy nominees, and is described as a player with the composure and technical ability to become a star. With the Gunners looking to strengthen an attack this summer, Batti would be a cheaper alternative to the likes of Zaire Emery, and has the potential to be developed under the guidance of Arteta. Lille stunned Real Madrid with a 1-0 victory in last season's Champions League, and Batti really announced himself to the world stage with his performance in the middle of the park. At just 17, he showed he was more than capable of getting the better of renowned stars such as Eduardo Camavinga and Jude Bellingham. His manager Bruno Genesio was full of praise after the clash. Genesio stated, "You saw it as I did. He is 17 years old today. What better way for him than to celebrate his 17th birthday with a start, a win, and a big game? He showed all the potential and talent he has. We know what he's capable of. He was slowed down a little by an injury at the beginning of the season, and that slowed down his progress a little bit. But as he's a boy with a very good head, he came back gradually." Batti made 33 appearances in all competitions last season, contributing 2 assists and demonstrating a maturity beyond his years. Arsenal should not waste time in making their move for the young star, as AC Milan are circling around the French U21 international. What Gyokeres revealed in secret about Arsenal will leave fans over the moon. Victor Gyokeres has told former coaches and friends at Brighton that he is going to sign for Arsenal this summer. Arsenal Insider understands. The Swede enjoyed a sensational 2024/25 season for Sporting CP, netting 54 goals and providing 12 assists across all competitions. This exceptional output has unsurprisingly sparked interest from several clubs throughout Europe, including the Gunners, Manchester United, Napoli, and Juventus. Arsenal have held direct talks with Gyokeres about a prospective move, and now he appears to be closer to completing the switch than he ever has been, despite Benjamin Sesko still being in the picture for the North Londoners. Victor Gyokeres has told people at Brighton that he's signing for Arsenal. Arsenal are still deciding between Gyokeres and Sesko, with BERTA yet to make the final decision. However, deals for both players are advancing, and it's not a surprise that both feel they are likely to end up at the Emirates, as BERTA looks to increase the media speculation to potentially pressure either Sporting or Leipzig to lower their asking price. While Arsenal's eventual choice on which player they feel is the better addition to Mikel Arteta's squad remains to be seen, what is clear is that Gyokeres is very keen on moving to N5. Arsenal Insider understands that the 27-year-old has informed coaches who he previously worked under at Brighton, as well as friends at the South Coast club, that he's returning to England to join Arsenal. It's possible that he and his camp have deliberately done this to try and accelerate the process, although making such a definitive claim to trusted friends is certainly an indication that the deal could indeed be close. That said, the saga still has no conclusion, and there could yet be many more twists and turns. This isn't the first time the Sweden international has told people he's joining Arsenal. Gyokeres revealed on a Norwegian podcast that he was Emirates bound earlier this month, while on the flip side, Sesko has remained relatively coy on his future in public. As far as the two players compare statistically, Gyokeres certainly has the upper hand, scoring more goals, accumulating more expected goals, and taking more shots. Gyokeres profiles as a much more threatening player inside the box. Not only that, but the former Coventry man offers much more in other aspects of the game, creating more for his teammates than his Slovenian counterpart, as evidenced by the data above. However, there are many more factors that will impact Arsenal's decision, such as the difficulty of the leagues they're playing in, their respective ages, and the eventual fees and wages they'll have to stump up. And that wraps up today's biggest Arsenal news. If you enjoyed the update and want to stay on top of everything happening with the Gunners, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Come on, Arsenal!